I just want to say thanks so much for accepting my interview. Are you ready to start?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
already. Thanks.
Question one: If you could add any aircraft to DCS, what would it be and why?
It'd be more of like a group of aircraft, I
Okay.
think. The jets I want are sort of all in there already. I would like more, I guess, red team jets is what I would say. So like the third and fourth gen, like Su-30, all the Russian-made aircraft that aren't in yet. I think DCS is really missing that. Even if they were low fidelity, I think they'd still be purchased and very well enjoyed. But yeah, I'd say like a Su-30 would be. I'd really like that in there, or a Su-35.
Okay. I understand that. Yeah. I feel like there's just a lack of other jets. Question two: Which DCS module do you think has the steepest learning curve?
I think the easy answer would be like a third or fourth gen Cold War jet, probably like a third gen Cold War jet or second. Depends how you define the generations, I guess. I'd probably say the F4. That's pretty
Mm.
complicated, pretty up there to learn. But really, I think the hardest module is going to be your first module because you'll be grappling with setting up controls and all the aviation terminology. And even if it is a low fidelity jet like the F-15 or a Su-27, you're still going to be trying to understand all that as well. So I think I would say the F4, but really, whatever your first module is in DCS would probably be the hardest, but hopefully that doesn't scare people off. It's still a very fun game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I personally don't have the F4, but I started off with the F14, and it was a little difficult to learn, but I really like it.
Yeah,
Question
that's good.
three: What are some common mistakes new DCS players make in dogfights?
Um, Probably messing up the merge would be the biggest one. And then let's say it's you're on DCS Dogfighters, a dogfight server, and it's a neutral merge. It's even then, unless you're turning in at the merge straight away and trying to get an advantage, or that's probably where most people mess up. But really, it's the speed that they enter the merge. So if you enter too fast or too slow, you're pretty much lost straight away. Obviously, if you're on a server like Growling Sidewinder or Contention and the merge isn't neutral, then it's a lot more complicated. But I would say, in the simplest terms possible, it's merging too fast or too slow and not knowing what speeds to corner at would be the main issues.
Yeah, I find myself merging too fast, too way too much.
Yeah,
Um,
it's very easy.
Question four: How do you decide which fights or scenarios to feature in your videos?
Pretty much just entertainment value. I just look for something that's got something really engaging happening at the start, some interesting dynamics or something within the fight, and then a really cool kill or an interesting loss at the end of the video. So I don't care if I win or lose. It's just a lot easier to market a win, I guess. It's easier to show something good I've done because I know what's happened. So my opponent could hit the best shot of their life, but all I would hear is left engine fire. Like, I don't know
Yeah,
what they've done, sort of thing, unless I go back and watch hours and hours of track files, which is a whole, yeah, that's a massive pain. But yeah, pretty much I just look for entertainment value, really.
yeah. I watch a lot of your videos. Obviously, I see a lot of comments saying they like that you don't just feature wins. So that's good.
Yeah, yeah, I try and do that.
What are your question five? What are your thoughts on the future of DCS and where do you see it in 5 years?
I love DCS. It's great. I'm mainly excited for the Eurofighter F-15 and F-35. They're pretty new things that'll hopefully be in less than 5 years. Dynamic campaign will be great as well.
Yeah,
Um, I think a lot of people demand a lot from Eagle Dynamics, but I think they're doing a great job, and I love the game. I can definitely see it still being very relevant for a long time, like beyond 5 years. There's nothing really that compares directly to DCS. Like it has competitors for sure, but they're not really stealing players from either one. Like if you like DCS, you like DCS. If you like War Thunder, you like War Thunder. I think there's a relatively small group that play both. There's IL2 as well in there, but yeah, I can definitely see it still being relevant in 5 years, and I think it'll be even better then.
yeah, okay. Um, yeah. Thank you. Question number six: If you could improve one thing about DCS, what would it be?
I'll be really selfish when I answer this question, and I
Mhm.
would say the track file system. That's how I make all my videos. So
Oh,
even
yeah, I have problems with
yeah,
that a lot.
it can be very hit and miss. Some tracks don't work. Some tracks don't track. A miss you'll shoot a missile off the rail, and it'll just go nowhere, not track, or it'll show you crashing when you didn't actually crash. And there'll be quite a few that I'll hit a really good clip. I'll be like, "Oh man, can't wait to make a video on that," and then I go to load the track file, and it just doesn't work. Um, but that's me being selfish. I think a lot of people otherwise would say they might like some more realism with countermeasures. I know they've fixed that a little bit lately,
Yeah.
and maybe missile kinematics and missile systems to be a bit better. How they fly through the air and how they react to the target. But I mean, a lot of that's all classified info, and I guess they don't really want to make. Uh, yeah, they don't want to get in trouble, right?
Yeah, obviously I'm a newer content creator, but I find myself having a lot of problems with the track system, especially with my bad computer. It's not that great.
Yeah, I found the best way to have reliable track files is keep them as short as possible. So the instant something good happens, leave. Leave the server or leave the single player mission, whatever you're doing, and the track file there. Try keep it under 15 minutes. I also found if a track file desyncs, sometimes if you exit DCS, fire it back up, and watch the track file again, it won't desync on that first watch of the track file. But if you watch the track file again immediately afterwards, it will desync. That's something I discovered pretty recently, and definitely saved me some footage that way.
Yeah, how do you like hide, you know how it says like DCS and then you're playing then your call sign? I don't think it shows that in multiplayer servers, but how do you hide where it says like all the information on the bottom too? Because I haven't figured that out yet.
Oh, all the like the speed and stuff
Yeah.
down the bottom. There is a button for it, but I just zoom in. I just zoom my video in a little bit more. Yeah, do it in the edit basically. I sort of
Yeah.
like having the info there because sometimes I'll include it in the short. I'll overlay it.
Oh, okay. Um, yeah, cool. Question number 7. What inspired you to start making DCS content?
Pretty much Growling Sidewinder. That's also what got me into DCS. I saw his content like ages ago and started playing DCS and was like, wow, this game's hard. I think a lot of people do that. But I had all the gear I needed and just sort of stopped playing for like a year or two. This is like 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm.
Then I just watched a few more of his content, a bit more of his content, and went, "Oh, I reckon I could make shorts that are." Because I really like how he does the slow mo kill, or he might still do it. I don't know. Does like a slow mo kill at the end. I was like, "Oh, I'm going to try and make shorts about that." That seems to be real. That was my favorite part of them sometimes, along with all the info and stuff he puts in. But yeah, that's pretty much that.
Yeah. Question number 8. Do you have any funny or unexpected moments from your DCS experiences that didn't make it into your videos?
Yeah, honestly, all the time. But my content, so I don't know if you've seen my older stuff. My older stuff's just like
I've seen a
one
bit of it.
kill. Yeah, it's just like I'm not commentating. There's just one kill. It might look really interesting and be cool, but there's no story to it. And I think the story is what really keeps people engaged and coming back. So a lot of the time, I'll hit a crazy shot or I'll die in some crazy way, but unless something else happens in the minute or two before that to hook people's attention, it's really hard to make a short out of it. Just one thing happening. Um, I think the only example I can think of is when I flew the A10 and it cut the Su-27. Like, I think it said like
In
I
half?
think my exact words were, "This Su-27 should not have shot on the merge," or "This flanker should not have shot on the merge." That's the only example I can think of where it was just one clip and the short worked. But yeah, most of the time I try and look for something happening, and then a minute or two later, something even better happening, and then there's like a start and an end, and I can make a bit of a story about it. So yeah, there is always unexpected moments and really crazy things that I just can't make a short out of. Maybe I will start doing stuff without commentary again, just really short ones that are easy to edit.
Yeah. Personally, I liked a lot of your longer videos too, like the DCS stuff. Your last one, I think it was posted 6 months ago. I like that one a lot. Anyways, question number 9. What tips do you have for newcomers to DCS who want to get better at dogfighting or air combat in general?
Along with YouTube tutorials, I think once you've got a basic handle on your jet and how to fly it, I'd join the DCS Dogfighters Discord and I would listen to people's advice. And they have a massive amount of information on there about BFM and DCS in general that can help people out heaps and join their multiplayer server as well. The best way to get better is to lose a lot. So if you're losing, it means you're getting
Yeah.
better, in my opinion.
Okay. Final question. Do you mind if I add an extra question in after this one? Just something
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
interested in. How do you balance the technical aspects of DCS with the entertainment factor in your videos? What's next for you and your
Um,
channel? Are there any new projects or collaborations you're excited about? That was three questions. Sorry.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's all good. If there's something technical that needs to be explained, I'll do it as concisely as possible. Then I'll generally you need to add some humor or something interesting happening immediately, just so people don't feel lost. I think people either understand it straight away or they don't understand it, and putting something interesting afterwards makes them either go, "Oh, okay, I learned something," or "Oh, I don't care if I didn't understand that. I'm still entertained." So that's sort of how I keep people engaged in there. What was the second bit again?
what's next for you and your channel? And then the third
Oh, okay.
bit is, are there any new projects or collaborations you're excited about?
Oh, okay. I think I can answer both of them in one. I'll hopefully be work. I can't say who. I'll hopefully be working with a company that makes flight sim components soon, and I'll even get early access, or will hopefully get early access to some of their yet to be released products. So I'll also be doing long form content on that as well. So yeah, that should be good. There's a few more projects and a few more long form coming. I don't know when. I can't promise a time, unfortunately.
Uh, um, are you ready for a final question?
Yeah, sure.
Final question. Did you ever expect to get the success you're getting? Like, I've seen some of your shorts have millions, like tens of millions of views. Did you ever expect to get that many views in your videos?
Honestly, no. I don't really know what I was trying to do when I started. It's rapidly becoming a situation where I could maybe turn this into my only job, which is ridiculous. But yeah, currently I have a full time job and I also just do YouTube on the side. They're very quickly merging into just two full time jobs, is pretty much what it feels like at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know to answer the question, I never expected it to go this crazy at all.
Okay. Let me pull it up real quick. One of your recent shorts, it's got like 8.6 million views. That's just like, is that way out of what you thought you were gonna be getting when you started?
When I started, yeah, absolutely. And then I think as soon as the A10 one went, the one where I say flight suggestions, a lot of people know me as the flight suggestions guy. Yeah, that one went crazy. And from then on, I was like, oh, wow, okay, maybe hopefully I can keep making them this good. And some are turning out really well. And even the ones that don't get a crazy amount of views generally still do quite well and are well received. So it's very encouraging.
All right. Well, thanks for taking up this interview. I was really grateful.
No
Yeah,
worries.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.